Hello, welcome to Fall Quarter. For those of you who are new students, welcome for the first time, and returning students, hello, nice to see you again. My name is Dr. Lindsay Nesmo, and I usually just go by Dr. Lindsay, much easier to remember. My information over here on the right-hand side is the best way to contact me, either by phone or email. I always encourage email first. It's the easiest way for me to get back to you, and I'm much quicker at getting back to you that way. You can give me a call though. This number goes to my desk, and I'm very rarely sitting at my desk, but if you leave a voicemail, it'll find me no matter where I am. If I'm at a different campus, if I'm at home, if it's the weekend, I will be able to get that voicemail when I'm not there. But if you call and don't leave a message, I won't know. So I'm not able to check those missed calls from a remote location. All right, over here on the left-hand side, let's go ahead and start with the syllabus. Now it is up to you to make sure you read through this and understand the expectations and requirements for the course, but I do want to point out a couple important things. And let's start right off with the grades, because I know that's something that's very important to students. We have discussions in this course, one every week. Written assignments, you'll have one of those every other week. So every even-numbered module, you'll have a written discussion that's due. And those are pretty big, hefty assignments. They will take a lot of time, so it's not a surprise that they're worth 26% of your grade. You have 2 exams, a midterm and a final, and you have a weekly quiz, so one every single week in modules 1 through 10. Alright, to pass this course you need 73%. This may be a little bit different than some of your other general courses. Some of those are set at 60, so I want to make sure you know ahead of time before we get to that last module that you do need 73% to pass this course. And you have to get 73% in the lecture course and your lab course. Some of you may have myself for both of those courses, lab and lecture, and some of you are probably going to have a different lab instructor. So maybe if you are attending at the Brooklyn Park campus, you might have me. If you're attending at a different Minnesota campus, or if you're at one of our Illinois, Kansas, Florida campuses, you will have a different lab instructor. So keep in mind, even though those are 2 separate course shells online, you must pass both to pass the course. And you have to pass them in the same quarter. So for example, you can't pass lecture this time and then lab in the fall, or in the winter. It doesn't work that way. You have to pass them concurrently. Let me know if you have questions about that. All right, I do want to scroll down to the academic integrity policy because this is one thing that I am very passionate about. The academic integrity policy covers things like cheating, using other people's test answers, copying from another student, copying from a website, not citing sources appropriately. All of those things are wrong. And I know it sounds kind of obvious, but there are some issues where I find that students don't realize what is considered cheating. So I want to be really clear up front. If you are using an online resource, or if you're using any resource, a book, a blog, encyclopedia, a website, you have to cite your sources. And I want to be really clear up front because this is a science course. And in science, we rely on backing up our information with evidence. So when you are asked to give an opinion, you can give your opinion, but you have to back that up with evidence. When you're asked to, in a discussion, say, would you prefer A or B? You can choose either option, right? I can choose A because blank, this is my evidence, or B blank, this is my evidence. The key there is the evidence. You have to cite your sources. And you've probably taken other classes where that's not as much of an emphasis, but this is a science course and we have to back up our science with facts. Okay, sorry to harp on that so much, but it is very important. If you have questions about anything, let me know. Let's go back up to Module 1 and take a look at what we're diving into this week. You have a lesson content folder, and this has everything you need to learn, essentially. At the end of this module, you should be able to do all of these bullet points. These are our objectives. You'll complete the assignments. And here's the bread and butter of the course. You're going to be watching and reviewing these videos. Now, if you are the kind of learner who doesn't really like to watch a boring slideshow lecture, that doesn't work for you, then you might want to click on this PowerPoint link, which gives you the files without having to listen or watch a video. When you open this up, you'll see that you can open all of these and save them. I do recommend doing that because even if you don't like having digital files, you can print these, and you can print them, listen to the lecture, and take notes at the same time. So just keep that in mind. You also have, let's scroll this up, this information in the notes section is what is, this is what the lecturer is reading in those videos. So again, if you don't want to listen, you can't listen, maybe you do a lot of studying at work and you can't have the sound on. I know that's the case for a lot of students. Having this might be helpful, more so than watching these videos. But on the other hand, some people are very auditory learners and need to hear it. So watch the lectures if that's for you. Alright, once you get through these videos, I know there's a lot, you will be introduced to your first case study. Case studies are due every other week. So you'll be introduced to a case study on an odd-numbered week, and you will need to submit your answers on an even-numbered week. So we're in week 1, that's an odd. You're going to see the case study document. Alright, this is a few paragraphs of information talking about Judy and Mariah, blah blah blah. You'll read through that, more about Judy and Mariah. Right, Judy and Mariah, take note of these 2 images, and you get to the end, right? This is just the introduction information. To complete that, you need to go to the questions document. Open this up. All of these questions refer back to that document. All right, let me just get this loaded. So to answer these, I want you to use this as it is. So leave the question numbers, leave everything there. All you will do to answer each question is type your answer underneath. Now I am expecting this college level work that these will be in full sentences, proper grammar, spelling, and such. It would really help me out if you make your answer a different color. So it could be red or pink or blue, or I don't care what it is. But what it does is it highlights your answer, and when I'm grading these, I can look through them much faster and give you feedback a lot faster. So if you wouldn't mind making a different color, I would really appreciate that. But you're not going to lose any points for not doing that. So type your answers right underneath each question, and I would prefer, if you want to do this, to put your references at the bottom. Okay, and then make sure that you're using APA here. If you don't know what APA format is, make sure you find out. There's plenty of Rasmussen resources that can help with that. So I would do references at the end if I were you. I just think that makes it a lot cleaner, a lot easier for you. But if you want to, you can just write your reference right underneath here. So if it was, let's say, Johnson, it was 2012, and you get the idea. Put your reference right underneath your answer. That's totally fine. As long as your reference is somewhere in the paper, we're good. Okay, if you have questions on how to complete this, let me know. Let's get out of here and go back to our class. In Module 1, we'll take a look at our assignments for the week. You have 1 discussion and 1 quiz. That's it. It's an odd-numbered week, so that's all you're asked to do. You need to have your discussion initial post by Tuesday and your reply by Saturday. Same due dates every single week. You need to have your quizzes done by Sunday every single week. If I take a look ahead to Module 2 and we'll go to the assignments, you'll see that you have your case study due this week. This is the same one that we just previewed, but here you're going to submit your answers. So you're going to click on this, go down to the bottom, attach a file. So you're going to browse my computer, attach your file. Let's just choose a file and open it up. When you see it here listed under file name, that means that it's going to be submitted when you hit submit down here in the right hand corner. Again, that's not till module 2, I just wanted to give you a preview. Okay, your e-textbook is a big online file. It's a huge book. My recommendation for you is to download it right now. Go to it, hit this saved button. It's an enormous file. As you can see, it's 1,300 pages. But if you click on this save link and you save it now, you'll never have to worry about not having internet later. If you have Wi-Fi at home and it goes out, if you've already saved this, you have the textbook. Really, really helpful, really simple. The other thing that's nice about having an online textbook is that you can search for things. So if you do Control F or you go to Find, Control F brings up this little piece, this little bar down here. If you want to search for kidneys, just type that in. And because it's a long document, it might take a while. But it'll pop up every single mention of kidney in this entire book. So it brings me to the first page that has kidney. I can page through to the next page and so forth. You get the idea. If you're not used to e-textbooks, they can be a little intimidating, but they're very, very easy to navigate once you get the hang of it. Alright, last thing, I want you to point out the calendar up here on the right hand side. My calendar is going to look a little bit different than your calendar because my calendar shows all of my courses and yours is going to show all of your courses. Alright, it's a little slow to load. Sorry for the connection. But everything that's on this calendar, as soon as it pulls up, is going to be very helpful for you to manage as we go throughout this course. Why is it taking so long? Hang on one second. Alright, finally got that calendar to load. As you'll notice, we begin every module on Mondays. We have initial posts due on Tuesdays, reply posts due on Saturday. Everything else is due on a Sunday. So if you have a quiz, or if you have a quiz and a case study, they're all due on Sundays. Okay, one last thing. I know that week 1 from Monday to Tuesday is a very fast turnaround to get that initial discussion post done. So if you are joining the class late, or if you're enrolling late, or if you have any other issues due to weather, whatever it is, you can do your initial post late the first week. I'll give you up until Saturday to have both your posts done, and that leniency only extends for Module 1. Any other late posts will have the deductions that the syllabus lays out. But during this week 1, you'll have up until the 7th to get everything as far as your discussion done by Saturday. Hopefully that helps with a little flexibility as people start to enroll, or if you've had any issues with the Florida weather. I know that a lot of you are digging out and trying to get back on track. So if there's any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will keep checking in with you on a week-to-week basis and look forward to having a great quarter. Thanks.